Images show you, this is the arrow obviously pointing to it, but there are 3 dots on here. One is red, one is green, one is blue. Right. What's significant?
So this is the actual discovery image. Basically, 2 astronomers were looking one little patch of sky very, very far away, looking for exactly this kind of thing. Stars don't move. Planets or anything that's like a planet does. So this is color-coded. This is what they saw on different nights. They're looking for one thing moving. They color-coded it to show that all these stars are staying still. This thing is moving, and the way it's moving...
So this is just one...
It's one object, color-coded.
Is Pluto on this?
Pluto's in a whole different part of the sky.
So this is believable. Why does this matter, Corey?
Well, there are 2 ways you can look at it. I think I look at it, first of all, as an exploration question. That there, we know where we are on Earth. We've mapped our planet. Our solar system is still terra incognita. It's full of surprises. This object is something that astronomers said shouldn't even be there. There's a whole other solar system beyond the planets that we know that are full of these things that are sort of planets, sort of comets. Some of them they call dwarf planets. That's what they're calling this one. What we're seeing is, we're seeing our neighborhood. We're seeing what's around us. And then the second part is, we're seeing where we came from.
What is a dwarf planet?
So a dwarf planet, the fact that you hear weird terms like that is actually scientists saying, there are things out there we don't really understand. It's a dwarf planet is kind of a catch-all term for something. It's round like a planet. It sort of looks like a planet, but it doesn't orbit in a regular way like all the planets that we knew growing up.
Would this be part of our solar system?
So it's part of our solar system.
Or would it be outside?
It's a whole new zone. They're calling it the inner Oort cloud. You don't really need to know that. All you need to know is there really are these 2 solar systems. There's the solar system with the classical planets, and then there's this whole other zone that we haven't explored. And now they're saying because of how this new dwarf planet moves, that there may actually be an even bigger planet, something bigger than the Earth.
I guess that's the point I was going to, because you study this all the time. Is that why it's so significant? Because there's more beyond that?
There's more beyond that, and then there's more beyond that. I mean, I think what we're seeing is, if you watch the show Cosmos, I've been kind of glued to that. And in the last episode, they were talking about the discovery of comets and the discovery of our place in the solar system. We're still learning that. We're still learning this right now.
have people in Harris Township stating that they have this goo all over everything, their boats, their houses, their cars, the streets, I mean, you name it. Initially, these people thought that this was coming from the birds. But upon closer inspection, it turns out to be this black goo, similar to a tar-type substance. So there's 26,000 people in this area where this is just raining down all across the place, coming down from the sky, and so far they don't have an answer for it. But as of right now, it remains a mystery until we get some test results. This black goo that is raining down in Michigan.
United States for the first time in decades. Here's everything you need to know about this rare and striking astronomical event that you won't want to miss. A total solar eclipse is when the moon moves between the sun and Earth, lasting for up to about 3 hours from beginning to end, according to NASA. The lunar shadow will darken the sky, temperatures will drop and bright stars will appear at a time that is normally broad daylight. Retired NASA astrophysicist and photographer Fred Espinac said the experience usually lasts for just a couple minutes, but it's truly out of this world. It is unlike any other experience you've ever had, Espinac, popularly known as Mr. Eclipse, told ABC News. It's a visceral experience. You feel it. The hair on your arms, on the back of your neck stand up. You get goosebumps. You have to be there, he added. Espinac said a total solar eclipse can last as long as 7 minutes. For the August 21st eclipse, NASA anticipates the longest period when the moon obscures the sun's entire surface from any given location along its path to last about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. There are 4 main types of solar eclipse: partial, annular, total and hybrid. According to NASA, total solar eclipses occur once every 12 to 18 months while partial solar eclipses, when the moon blocks only part of the sun, occur more frequently, though visibility varies. The total solar eclipse on August 21 is particularly rare because it's the first time the path of totality exclusively crosses the continental United States from coast to coast since June 8, 1918. It's also the first continent-wide eclipse to be visible only from the United States since 1776. That's the really unique thing, Espinac told ABC News. It's not a particularly long total eclipse. It's not an especially wide path of totality, but it crosses the United States and no other country. The last time the contiguous United States saw a total solar eclipse was February 26, 1979, when the path of totality only crossed the Pacific Northwest. You must be in the path of totality to witness a total solar eclipse. The path of totality for the August 21 solar eclipse is a 70-mile wide ribbon that will cross the United States from west to east. This stretches from Lincoln Beach, Oregon, at 9:05 a.m. PDT to Charleston, South Carolina, at 2:48 p.m. EDT. From there, the moon's shadow leaves the country at 4:09 EDT. NASA anticipates the total solar eclipse to last longest near Carbondale, Illinois, about 100 miles southeast of St. Louis, where the sun will be completely blocked for about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Espinac, a scientist emeritus with the NASA Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, said weather plays a big factor in the eclipse's visibility, no matter if you're in its path of totality. It all boils down to what the weather is going to do, he told ABC News. Any place along that path can be clear or cloudy on eclipse day. And you don't have to be on the ground to witness a total eclipse. Stephen Hawley, a former astronaut and senior manager at NASA, watched his first one in 1979 from an airplane while flying at an altitude of 43,000 feet. We were flying through the lunar shadow. You could kind of see the shadow on the Earth's surface, Hawley told ABC News. It's a unique perspective. NASA has an interactive map that shows the times for the partial and total eclipse anywhere in world. The path of totality crosses over portions of many major cities. In Salem, Oregon, the eclipse starts at 9:05 a.m. and totality begins at 10:17 a.m. lasting for roughly 2 minutes. In Idaho Falls, Idaho, the eclipse starts at 10:15 a.m. and totality begins at 11:33 a.m. lasting for just under 2 minutes. In Casper, Wyoming, the eclipse starts at 10:22 a.m. and totality begins at 11:42 a.m. lasting for a little under 2.5 minutes. In Jefferson City, Missouri, the eclipse starts at 11:46 a.m. and totality begins at 1:13 p.m. lasting for roughly 2.5 minutes. In Nashville, Tennessee, the eclipse starts at 11:58 a.m. and totality begins at 1:27 p.m. lasting for a little under 2 minutes. In Columbia, South Carolina, the eclipse starts at 1:13 p.m. and totality begins at 2:41 p.m. lasting for 2.5 minutes. You never want to look directly at the sun with your naked eyes except during the brief total phase of a solar eclipse, when the moon entirely covers the sun's beaming face. But there are plenty of ways to safely view an eclipse of the sun, including special-purpose solar filters, such as eclipse glasses, or handheld solar viewers. NASA recommends that anyone who plans to view the eclipse should check the safety authenticity of viewing glasses to make sure they meet all of the following criteria for basic proper safety viewing standards. Have certification information with a designated ISO international standard. Have the manufacturer's name and address printed somewhere on the product. Not be used if they are older than 3 years, or have scratched or wrinkled lenses. Not use homemade filters. Ordinary sunglasses, even very dark ones, should not be used as a replacement for eclipse viewing glasses or handheld solar viewers. NASA has teamed up with medical and science professionals to provide additional safety information and alternative methods for safe viewing. According to the American Astronomical Society, just 4 manufacturers have certified that their Eclipse glasses and handheld solar viewers meet the international standard for such products: Rainbow Symphony, American Paper Optics, Thousand Oaks Optical and TSE-17. Looking at the sun without Eclipse glasses or solar viewers can cause eclipse blindness or retinal burns, said Nirav Shah, director of the Illinois Department of Public Health. Homemade filters or ordinary sunglasses, even very dark ones, are not safe for looking at the sun. Over 6,800 libraries across the country are distributing safety-certified glasses for the August 21st eclipse, with many collaborating with scientists to hold viewing events and activities before and during the event.